I'm not interested in good games today, I'm interested in the essential ones. The titles that if you haven't played them, you basically don't own the console. We're covering the graphical benchmarks, the narrative masterpieces, and the redemption arcs that no one saw coming. If you want to know what next gen actually feels like, this is the definitive list of the 13 best PS5 games to play right now. But before we start, let me know in the comments what your favourite PS5 game was in 2025. Let's get into it.
Until one day, I awoke. And I was free. Free to explore my world.
We kick off with a tech demo that happens to be a full game. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is without a shadow of a doubt the most visually arresting thing on the system. Ubisoft Massive built this on the Snowdrop engine, and the result is almost overwhelming. Forget the story for a second. It's standard blue people versus evil corpos. Look at the world. The density of the foliage is suffocating. Every leaf, every vine, every glowing mushroom reacts to your presence. When the rain starts and the ground turns to mud, or when night falls and the entire forest lights up in neon bioluminescence, it stops being a video game and starts feeling like a window into another planet. The parkour system is fantastic, letting you flow through the canopy like a primate. But really, you play this to stare at the screen and wonder how your console isn't melting. It is pure, unadulterated eye candy.
I'm trapped here. In this nightmare. I write to escape. Every word is a step forward. Into darkness.
If Avatar is about visuals, Alan Wake 2 is about vibes. This is Remedy Entertainment operating at a level that frankly makes other studios look embarrassing. It took 13 years to get a sequel, and instead of playing it safe, they made a survival horror mind trip that actively hates you. The structure is genius. You switch between Alan, who is writing his way out of a nightmare dimension, and Saga Anderson, an FBI agent solving a ritualistic murder. The way the game blends photorealistic graphics with actual live-action film footage is seamless. It's disorienting in the best way possible. It treats you like an adult. It expects you to pay attention to the plot, to piece together the clues on your caseboard, and to survive combat encounters where bullets are scarcer than gold dust. It's terrifying, it's weird, and it's a masterpiece of art direction.
There's a job. Coordinates provided. You know what to do.
Get your ammo, assault rifles, tactical gear.
And thinking of buying some iron.
The logical choice.
I don't care what you heard in 2020. Forget the bugs, forget the broken promises. In 2026, the Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition is the best open-world RPG you can buy. CD Projekt Red pulled off the greatest comeback in gaming history. The 2.0 update fixed everything: the police, the perks, the cyberware. But Phantom Liberty, that expansion is the crown jewel. It's a spy thriller set in Dogtown, a crumbling, lawless combat zone. The writing is sharp enough to cut yourself on, dealing with espionage, betrayal, and political rot. Idris Elba puts in a performance that anchors the whole thing, but the real star is Night City itself. Driving through the neon-soaked streets in the rain, with the radio blaring industrial techno, gives you a sense of place that no other game can match. It's gritty, it's cynical, and it's absolutely brilliant.
Just look at it all. It's so green. Even after everything we've done to it, it's still going strong.
It may look that way, but in reality, it's barely hanging on.
This isn't just a remake, it's a reimagining of what a JRPG can be. Square Enix took the linear structure of Remake and smashed the walls down. Rebirth is massive. We are talking about a world map that takes real time to traverse, filled with chocobos, side quests, and mini-games that are surprisingly addictive. The combat system is the gold standard for the genre now, a perfect hybrid of real-time hacking and slashing with the tactical pause of the ATB menu. It makes you feel like a tactical genius and an action hero simultaneously. But what really lands is the character work. Seeing Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith banter, argue, and bond with this level of graphical fidelity adds a layer of emotion that the 1997 original just couldn't achieve. It's a long game, easily 100 hours if you do everything, but it earns every single minute. If you want to see what Unreal Engine 5 is actually capable of when it's not just being used for Fortnite, look at this. Black Myth Wukong is quite frankly ridiculous. It's a Souls-like, yes, but it doesn't have that clunky, heavy feel of Dark Souls. It's fast, it's fluid, it feels like a martial arts film. You play as the Destined One, and the combat is all about flow. You aren't just dodging, you're using the 72 transformations to turn into a cicada to sneak past enemies, or a massive stone monster to smash through shields. The boss fights are the highlight. We are talking about fighting giant tigers in pools of blood, or dragons that take up the entire screen. The fur rendering alone deserves an award. It's challenging, it's frustrating, and when you finally beat a boss that's been stomping you for 3 hours, you feel like a god. Essential.
The return of the Sovereign.
Now, this is a weird one. Capcom releases, and half the internet hated it because it didn't have fast travel and the frame rate was a bit wobbly. Ignore them, they are wrong. Dragon's Dogma 2 is the only open world game that treats you like an adventurer, not a tourist. There are no map markers. If you want to find a quest, you have to actually listen to NPCs. If you want to get somewhere, you have to walk, and you will get jumped by a griffin on the way. The physics system is pure chaos. You can climb up the leg of a cyclops, stab it in the eye, and then ride it as it crashes into a bridge. Your pawns, the AI companions, are chatty, helpful, and sometimes completely stupid, which makes them feel surprisingly human. It's janky, it's eccentric, and it offers a sense of discovery that modern Assassin's Creed games lost a decade ago.
Would like to know the truth.
Why are you so worried? I mean, our ultimate goal is to save Earth and the future of humanity.
Humanity's greatest and only hope for survival can be found in Mother Sphere.
Let's be honest, the internet spent months arguing about the character design in this game. But if you look past the outfits, Stellar Blade is arguably the best character action game on the PS5. It's Nier Automata meets Sekiro. The combat is all about parrying. The sound of steel clashing against steel is incredibly satisfying. It's fast, it's flashy, and it runs at a locked 60 FPS, which is mandatory for a game this quick. But the surprise is the world. It's a post-apocalyptic sci-fi setting that is surprisingly melancholy. The music is top tier, that mix of soft vocals and thumping techno. It's not just eye candy, it's a properly hardcore action game that demands you learn its systems or get destroyed. If you miss the days when games were just about being cool and hitting things with big swords, this is it.
USG Ishimura, this is the emergency maintenance team of the USG Kellyan responding to your distress call.
Falling apart here.
Hey Isaac, coming?
Where is everybody?
We've talked about Alan Wake, but if you want pure, unadulterated stress, you play Dead Space. EA Motive didn't just remaster this, they rebuilt it from the ground up, and the lighting engine is terrifying. The USG Ishimura is the most oppressive setting in sci-fi history. The genius of this remake is the peeling system. When you shoot a necromorph, chunks of flesh and muscle fly off, revealing the bone underneath. It's disgusting, but it's brilliant feedback. It tells you exactly how close the thing is to dying without a health bar cluttering the screen. The sound design, mate, playing this with 3D audio is an ordeal. You hear things scuttling in the vents behind you. It's loud, it's violent, and it runs flawlessly on the PS5. It is the gold standard for how to remake a classic.
Everything was so nice and quiet, and so I told him that maybe it was over. Come on, come. Hugo, he doesn't deserve this.
I'm sorry, Amicia. His mind is extinguished.
What have they done?
It's the macula.
If you want a game that will rip your heart out and stomp on it, play A Plague Tale Requiem. This is a AA game with AAA production values. You continue the story of Amicia and Hugo, and the stakes are just incredibly grim. The graphics are stunning, the landscapes of southern France are painterly, but the tech is all about the rats. We are talking about 300,000 rats on screen at once. They flow like a liquid, crashing over walls and filling rooms. It's horrifying. But the core is the relationship between the siblings. Amicia is not a soldier. She's a terrified girl forced to do terrible things to protect her brother. Every kill she makes feels heavy. The ending? Look, I won't spoil it, but bring tissues. It's a narrative masterpiece that proves you don't need an open world to tell an epic story.
Betrayed by the one I trusted most. I will not be imprisoned again.
Finally, a Star Wars game that actually feels like being a Jedi. Fallen Order was good, but Survivor is fantastic. Respawn expanded everything. The worlds are bigger, the combat is deeper, and Cal Kestis is finally a proper Jedi Master. The stance system is the highlight. Do you want to use a heavy crossguard saber like Kylo Ren, or do you want to dual wield for speed? Or, and this is the best one, use a blaster and a lightsaber at the same time like a scoundrel. The movement is faster too, with grappling hooks and war runs that make exploration feel great. But the story actually matters. It deals with the High Republic era and asks difficult questions about the Jedi Order. It's the best Star Wars media released in the last 5 years, movies included.
Wonderful surprise!
What do you want, Nefarious?
We're going to a dimension where I always win!
Clank? Where am I? A Wombax?
If you want to show your non-gamer mates what the PS5 can do, you load up Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. It is literally a playable Pixar movie. The first shaders on Ratchet, the reflections on Clank's metal body, it is visual perfection. But the gameplay flex is the SSD. The Rift tether mechanic lets you pull entire worlds towards you instantly. You jump through a portal in a futuristic city and land in a prehistoric swamp with 0 loading screens. It happens in a single frame. It's fast, chaotic fun with weapons that use the DualSense controller brilliantly. The topiary sprinkler that turns enemies into hedges, genius. It's short, it's sweet, and it's pure joy from start to finish. This isn't a game, it's a religion for car nerds. Gran Turismo 7 is the definitive driving simulator. Polyphony Digital has an obsession with detail that borders on illness. They simulate the way the clouds form to predict a rain on the track. They simulate the tire temperature down to the pixel. But on PS5, the game changer is the DualSense. You can feel the road texture through the controller. You can feel the brakes lock up in the triggers. If you drive over a puddle with your left tire, only the left side of the controller vibrates. It's insane. Whether you're tuning a beat-up Honda Civic or racing a Vision GT concept car, it feels incredible. Plus the VR mode, if you have PSVR 2, it is a transformative experience. You are actually sitting in the cockpit.
That's how it's always been, 621.
We end with the most hardcore game on the list. From Software, the Elden Ring guys decided to make a mech game, and it rules. Armored Core 6 is about speed, customization, and explosions. You aren't just piloting a robot, you're building it. Do you want tank treads and dual Gatling guns? Do you want reverse joint legs for jumping and a laser blade? You spent hours in the garage tweaking your weight distribution and energy output. Then you take it into missions that are pure spectacle. The bosses are massive industrial nightmares that fill the screen with missiles. You have to dodge, boost, and manage your stagger meter at breakneck speeds. It's tough, it's fast, and it makes you feel like an anime protagonist.